Well, on our final morning in Death Valley, our camping spot up above the Saline Valley Hot Springs, about 5 miles above the upper spring. The wind kicked up last night and it's still kind of raging through here this morning. So we're gonna pick up camp and then we're gonna go down to a lower elevation and hopefully find some calm area to have breakfast. It's just a little bit too cold and windy right now through here. It's just ripping down the valley. But look at the freaking views we got from this campsite. Amazing. This is facing down towards Saline Valley right now. What we discovered is that if you take this road about 30 miles, you can hit pavement, Death Valley Road, and then you can go down to the Big Pine Road that leads you back to 395. But this route is unknown to us. We don't know how technical it is, and we only have limited fuel, and we know what Saline Valley Road is like, and so we know that that's not going to be a problem. But if we run into issues out there somewhere and have to turn around, we won't have enough fuel to get back to a gas station. So we're gonna err on the side of caution and go the way we know. But we're gonna probably explore this route one day because it looks like it'd be pretty cool. On our fifth and final day, we head back down the mountain, back into Saline Valley, and we connect back up to Saline Valley Road and we head north. I'll put the route back on here so you can see it. So it's the route again designated in purple. And I'll expand out. You take Saline Valley Road till it turns to pavement. We basically followed Saline Valley Road north, and it's flat at first, but then it starts to climb, and it starts to climb a lot. And the unique thing about Saline Valley Road is you leave a desert landscape and it becomes a forest landscape because you go up to a 7,000 foot elevation where you're seeing a bunch of pine trees, and then you drop down a little bit, and then you finish the route by climbing again, and the route finishes at 7,500 feet. And if you happen to hit the route during some recent storms where it's cold enough, you'll most likely be four-wheeling in some snow. And this might be something that would be prudent to check first, because you wouldn't want to get to those upper elevations, find out that the snow level is so thick that you can't get through, and then you have to go back the way you came, and maybe you didn't afford yourself enough fuel to get back out through the south. So I would just check on the conditions before you take this route, because you could be hit with some pretty deep snow that you can't get through, and then you're going to be stuck. But during our trip, there wasn't any snow to speak of, just little pockets of it. And we top out at 7,500 feet. We hit the Death Valley Big Pine Road, and we drop down the mountain, and we go to the town of Big Pine. And that's where we finish our trip on the fifth day. We fuel up, we air up our tires, and we say our goodbyes. We're back on Saline Valley Road. We're heading north. And what's cool about Saline Valley Road on this upper north end is you climb really high. It tops out at 7,500 feet. And you go from a desert landscape to a full-on forest landscape. We'll be amongst pine trees. It's really cool. You'll see.
Car coming. Car coming.
climb following and behind 5 guys, and when it's dusty conditions, you have to give them enough space to where you can see where you're going, because the dust is so heavy you can't see the terrain and you might slam something. So you got to stay back far enough to where you can see the trail so you don't hit something hard and crash or break your rig. Now the trail is starting to climb, and if you have a automatic transmission, you're gonna want to use 4 low, because if you don't, you're gonna cook your transmission. So take it out of 4 high and put it in 4 low and just crawl up it, because your transmission temperatures are going to go through the roof. It's a pretty relentless climb for a long ways. We're now at 6,000 feet, and you could see a distinct change in the terrain. You now have pine trees, and basically we're going to be going into a forest, because as the road climbs, the landscape changes from desert to more of a forest landscape. And if it was cold enough and there's been recent rains, you'll start seeing snow at this elevation for sure. It's iced over right here. It must be pretty cold. You guys want to continue up to the end?
Yeah.
It was nice of you guys to wait for the old man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, figured we'd wait. I get going because it's going to get dark soon.
Yeah, that's funny, Anwar.
Just fucking with you.
No respect, I tell you. Saline Saline Valley Road goes up to a pretty high elevation, somewhere around 7,000 feet. And then you start dropping back down, and then the terrain changes to a desert landscape again. But at the very end, it climbs up to 7,500 feet. That's where the trail tops out. So we're on a pretty steep descent for a while. There's some old mining ruins right here. Basically at the base of the downhill. Now it starts climbing again. Time for 4 low. And then you start getting some pretty dramatic views. You could see the trail snaking out in front of us. That's in front of me. Getting very close to the top of the road. We're very soon going to get a really nice view of the eastern Sierras, just a little ways more up. And there is your very dramatic view of the eastern Sierras. Unbelievable. The first time I came here, the road was covered in snow. We were probably in about 1.5 to 2 feet of snow right here. But you can't beat this view. This will be our final lunch break before we hit the pavement and drop down into the town of Big Pine. Look at that frickin' view. It's pretty cold up here at this pass, so the group decided we're just gonna drop into Big Pine and take our last meal break together before we all go our separate ways. So this is I think Death Valley Big Pine Road. Back on pavement. Don't forget to take it out of 4-wheel drive. All right, I'll keep it rolling here because the views from this road are pretty awesome.
Then we did about 350 miles off road because my auto says 382.
Yeah, it's a lot off-roading. there's really not that much snow in the mountains this time. It's crazy.
I'm surprised, honestly, but fuck.
Yeah, there just hasn't been that much rain. But yeah, I remember this. The Sierras were just covered, man. You couldn't see any rock at all.
I remember that.
So these are the eastern Sierras?
Yeah. Yeah, don't be in a hurry to get down this road. Enjoy the views. They're just incredible. Take your time and enjoy it. Look at that view. My God, that is incredible. Look at that view, guys. Wow. go left. Well, we're finally down the mountain and the trip is coming to a close. One last meal together and we'll say our goodbyes, and hopefully we'll all see each other again for another trip. We're rolling into the town of Big Pine, right off of Highway 395. Got to air up the tires. All right, this is the tail end of the trip. We are in Big Pine. We just got some pizza and we are gonna say our goodbyes. So, Mohammed, hold on a second here. Other than cola puking on your leg, what was the highlight of the trip?
Russell's cabin.
Russell's cabin, the first one?
The first one, yeah.
Okay. Ali A, not Ali T, Ali A. What was the highlight of your trip?
The highlight of my trip was having Cola the pug with us.
Having Cola the pug.
Yeah.
Did he keep you warm at night?
Yeah, he did.
Is he peanut butter trained?
You'll have to ask his owner.
Okay, next. Come on up here, Av. All right, Av. What was the highlight of your trip?
Highlight of my trip was probably the same as Muhammad, Russell's cabin. Camping at Russell's cabin.
Camping at Russell's cabin, the first camp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anwar. What was the highlight of your trip other than being with your childhood hero, Timmy the Toolman?
Oh, great. The highlight of my trip was a small waterfall in Echo Canyon. I like doing the technical stuff, getting in it and, you know, getting nice and dirty with it.
Nice and dirty. Okay.
Right.
Sounds like a good camping trip.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, CJ.
Sir.
What was the highlight of your trip?
Hanging out with the burro and having that sound of freedom ripping through.
Oh, and the jet came through
Yeah.
above Saline Valley Hot Springs.
Made me feel very American.
America.
Brother.
Okay. This is Ali T.
So,
He's the most interesting man in the world.
so first of all, the shower, the warm shower,
He-
was the highlight.
The highlight was my sun shower. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Canyons, the Echo Canyons.
Echo Canyon. Oh, right. Jamming down it, right?
Yep.
You like the slalom course?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got the masked marauder. Wait, take that freaking mask off your face.
Take that face dapper off.
Wait, are we 6 feet? Okay.
Yeah, take that fucking mask off. Okay, good. What's the highlight of your trip, Way?
Highlight was
Other than being next to my white privilege, what was the highlight of your trip?
cheese balls, cola. Yeah, cheese balls and cola.
Cheese balls and cola. Did you combine the two? Did you put cheese balls on you know what and have cola eat them up?
That's next trip.
Who else? Is that it?
Yeah, what was your highlight, Timmy?
Interview Cola.
When I barfed, I'm Mohammed. You needed someone else to hold it, or you?
The highlight of my trip was just hanging out in the outdoors with some cool people. No masks. No freaking social distancing. We just had a good time with good people out in the outdoors. Can't get better than that. Great experience. Thank you, guys. Clean that splooge off your leg, Mohammed.
Good night.
All right, we are all done with this trip. We thank you for watching Toyota Time with Timmy the Toolman and Sean and special guest Anwar, Way, Muhammad, Ali A, Ali T, Av, and CJ. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, do that below. Take care. Bye-bye. Sick mods and sick overlanding. Peace out and bye-bye.